Hello everyone, welcome back to Kirkley's Guitar Skills. This is module 3 / week 3 of the fingerpicking program. So I hope you sort of settled into things now. So you'll see, well I don't know, a couple of days ago I did a lesson for Lady Gaga's Shallow. Now that bolts into module 3 of the fingerpicking course simply because it's got a lot of this kind of moving bass note. A lot of that is that transition. And moving bass notes and sort of passing chords is a really big part of finger picking and gives you that lovely sound. So module 3 is all about that. Make sure you head to the Facebook group, first link in the description. You can download the PDF for free. Those of you on the Facebook group, post a clip of you playing some of this. I'd really love to see it. If Facebook's not your thing, head to the second link in the description and you will find our email list. You can join his email list and you'll get a weekly email with all the tabs for the lessons that I've done that week, completely for free, don't want anything from you. I keep referencing Shallow, a lesson that I did, the Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born. Some really good learning in that. I do recommend that you check that out. That'll be the third link in the description and I'll put a card up as well. If you'd like to learn how to play that, be my guest. So, module 3. Passing / chords, and just passing chords in general I think is a better way to put that, as focus is using passing bass notes and / chords to create smooth transitions. The song assignment for this one is Shallow by Lady Gaga and Bradley Cooper from A Star Is Born. The chords that we're going to use today are G, C, E minor, A minor, and then D over F sharp. Now if you have a look at that, the F sharp's in purple. Now the reason I put it in purple is to remind myself to talk about it. I play a D over F sharp chord, I'll play a D chord, like this, like we always do, but then I'll put my thumb over the top of the neck like so, and then I'll strum all the strings. If your hands are the size of shovels like mine, have a shuffle around. It's basically a D chord, but you want hook out by crook, you need to get this note in. And it's I often say with / chords, especially that D over F sharp, if you can't reach it, just play a D and it'll sound fine, but actually that D note's part of the moving bass for this, so it's really try and get that in there. So all I want to do to start with is to sort of look at passing bass notes, but also talk about sort of this sort of, I say claw. Claw's the classical technique that I've spoken about in module 1, isn't it? But we've talked about picking the strings, but we haven't talked about playing like more than 2 strings at the same time. So I'm going to fret a G chord, and to start with, all I'm going to do is I'm going to try and pick with the thumb, index, middle and ring. I'm going to try and pick the low E string, the G, the B and the high E simultaneously. I'm picking them all at the same time. Practice that a few times for me. Then what I'd like you to do is look at the second chord. Now, the top of the chord stays the same. It's a G on the top, but I need to put this second fret in. See what I did there? I took that off, put that up, took that off. I'm swapping this note for this note, and I'm still doing the same where I'm picking all of them at the same time. Now it's not a nice sounding chord that, but oftentimes they are, but you'll find that resolution comes in the chord after it. That's that E minor at the end. Now I know there's no 2s on the, we're not playing the second fret on the A string or the D string, but I'd still make a good habit of fretting that E minor chord regardless of whether you're picking those strings or not, because it's a good anchor point. So you've got G, G with an F sharp in the bass, and then E minor. Pause that, get that under your fingers for me. If we're feeling okay so far, let's sort of embellish upon that a little bit more. We're going to do exactly the same chords, G, G with an F sharp in the bass, and E minor. But rather than picking all 4 notes at the same time, we're going to pick them one after another. Try that for me. See, exactly the same, but instead of doing this, I'm doing that. pause the video, get that under your fingers for me. So what I'd like to do now from slide 3 onwards is, like most of this module, we start with a 6-string chord and then we sort of look at 5-string chords and so on. So the next couple of slides is the same idea, but we're going to go between a C and an A minor chord this time. So I'm going back to when in tabs, when all the notes are stood on top of each other, that means they're all to be played at the same time. So I'm going to fret a C chord and just pick the middle 4 strings all at the same time with the index, middle and ring fingers. Now, to create this passing chord, I've got to, the C with a B in the bass didn't sound great to me, but this is a common one that I do, and I sort of call it a C-ish. So I've got that C chord as the first chord of the bar. For the second chord of the bar, I'm going to take the ring finger off, I'm going to take the middle finger, and I'm going to move it up to the B string. See what I did there? And then I'm going to revert back to an A minor. And the way that's written is the C's for 2 beats, that's for 2 beats, the passing chord, and then the A minor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And just as before, break it up. Instead of doing it as sort of picking them as one blocky sort of block of chords. Lovely. Note how I'm sort of opting for the country and western style of playing again. You can do the claw if you want to, but I'm sort of resting my hand here on this bevel of the bridge. Pause that and get that under your fingers. So now let's talk about that F sharp over D. We're going to do the same idea. We're going to pick the E minor. I'm then going to play a D over F sharp, so I've got the D chord, and then I'm going to put my thumb over the top, and then I've got a G. This is a really common, actually going backwards, from G to E minor, it's really common that they'll... It's a really common change, is that. Now really persevere with that D over F sharp, you'll be really glad that you did. If you've got any aspirations to look into sort of really ornate fingerpicking stuff like Ralph McTell, or we're going to have a look at Landslide by Fleetwood Mac in Module 5, this stuff's really important, and I really encourage you to spend the time now rather than just jumping in. Next slide, we've broken that up. Now this is kind of a Star Is Born-ish. Make sure you check out my lesson on it if that's if you want to kind of dig this a little bit further. But this is a really common way of, you see how like we're going to pick a little bit of a chord. You've got 2 notes of a passing chord, and then you'll play a full chord all together to sort of finish it. So I'm going to play E minor. I'm going to pick the low E, the D, the G, and the B strings with index, middle and ring. I'm then going to catch the 2 of the D over F sharp, and then I'm going to claw the little triangle of the D chord, and then I'm going to get to that G as quick as I can and play all of them at the same time. Get that under your fingers. So let me know what you thought of that. We've kind of stepped it up a little bit for Module 3, haven't we? I'd love to see some of you playing this in the Facebook group. Don't forget to head to the links in the description to get your free PDFs for this. Don't want anything from you, and it's really going to help you with this fingerpicking stuff. Now, there's quite a lot in that Star Is Born, so make sure you check the lesson out on it. Goes to a C after that. And it's got that sort of big finale. Yeah, I'm really glad that I've sort of rediscovered that song. I really enjoyed playing it this week. So let me know what you thought in the comments. Post some clips on the Facebook group. I'd absolutely love to see it. I'll see you next week for Module 4. Thank you so much.